Hello, everyone, and welcome back. I have someone I'm sure you're probably familiar with because we tend to do a lot of the same stuff. I've noticed we love to talk about our recipes, and then sometimes we get a little intimate with our details and things like that. So, everyone, Janet, if you don't know who she is, she has her own YouTube channel, which will be linked down below in the description. If you're not a subscriber, please go subscribe to Janet because she is my friend. I don't even know. So they say across the pond for people
Yes.
over, what are you? Are you my hat? Because you're up in Canada.
You're my neighbor.
Okay. We can go with that. This is my neighbor. Fantastic. So we are going
Yes.
to talk about, I don't even know. We're just going to kind of see where the conversation goes, and we will be back in just a minute.
With every start, we are born again. Open your heart, spend this time in your head.
Okay. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thanks for asking me. I'm so honored. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
So exciting.
You did my Hawaiian sweet rolls, and I loved the clickbait. Oh my gosh, it was so good. Like you're like, did I like it? And my husband's going, did she like it? I was like, I don't know. I gotta watch. So good job.
I know. Oh my, it just looked like the thumbnail itself too. I was like, oh my gosh, these look like the real thing. And I'm like, yeah, that's going to be a good clickbait if I like it or if I didn't. Of course, I loved it. Like, how could you not? They taste like the real thing, Amy.
Oh my gosh. So the way that those were born, for those who don't know, I was messing with the protein sparing loaf because I wanted something with more flavor. I wanted it to be more bread like. So I sat down and I have it downstairs. It's a junk mail envelope. And I haven't even opened it yet because I'm saving it for nostalgia.
Yes, frame it.
I sat there and I wrote out I took the best parts of like 3 different breads that I had seen and I put it all together. So I made this loaf, I pull it out, I let it, cool down and I slice it. I take one bite and I went, that's a Hawaiian sweet roll. I went, oh my gosh, I have to see if I can make this into little scoops. So I looked at my daughter and I said, do you think the ice cream scoop would work? And she goes, let's find out.
Yeah. Yeah.
The very next day, we did it again for the first time on camera. I hadn't even tried it before that.
Oh no,
So
not
that
even
video. That video
Really?
was literally the first trial run of that. And I'm like, well, guess I'm going to try this.
That's amazing.
I couldn't believe it worked. So
yeah. And you know what? You did it so well. I was really scared with the ice cream scoop because I have tried my protein sparing modified fast bread that I adapted and it didn't work for me. Like I was like, what am I doing wrong with this ice cream scoop? I was getting so mad because I sprayed it and everything. So I don't know with the xanthan gum, maybe that it kind of makes it a little sticky, but I'm telling you, that is the key. And they look like real Hawaiian buns, I must say.
yeah,
You know what? We don't even have Hawaiian buns in Canada. They're very hard to find. But when I go down to the States, I always pick up a tray of them because they're so good. But next I want to make is like, when you slice the whole thing in half and then you put the ham and the cheese and then you put butter on the top and put it in the oven. That's going to be the next thing I make with it.
Someone did that on Instagram and they tagged me. They made the whole thing and they sliced it all in half and they put the ham and the cheese. They did the whole thing and they tagged me.
That's amazing. Yeah.
That's
going to be the next thing I do with it. I should have done that for Super Bowl actually, but I only watched the halftime show for the Super Bowl.
We didn't watch any of it this year at all. It was like 4:00 yesterday and someone's like, you're watching the Super Bowl? And I went, that's today?
Come on, are you even American?
No, probably not. I'm Heinz 57. I know.
I'm just kidding.
I got nothing. I know. I've never been a sports person, but that's okay.
Yeah.
It's funny. Speaking of never having been, I was the person that used to make fun of my children for wanting to be YouTubers.
Oh gosh. And here you are. Look at you now.
Oh my gosh. Look at me eating my own words.
Yeah.
My kids.
Seriously, this was like a dream of mine almost to start a YouTube channel. I talked about it for years before I actually started my YouTube channel. Years. I always thought how cool it would be. And me and my daughters, they're 19 and 21 now. And whenever we were doing something or making something, we would be always like, welcome back to my channel, or this is my haul. And here I am now with, over 7,000 subscribers and doing YouTube 4 days a week, right? Who would have ever thought? And it was actually COVID that started it all. That's exactly how it started. My brother came down to visit. I had time off, and was at my goal weight actually when I started my YouTube channel.
That is so cool. See, mine's totally the opposite.
Yeah.
Mine is my husband goes, you need to start a YouTube channel. And I said,
Really?
I'm sorry. Are you new? Like, you don't know me at all, do you? We've been married for how long?
Yeah.
I was like, how do I start a YouTube? I was like, no one's going to want to listen to me. What are you talking about?
Aww.
And he just, okay. And then a couple of months later, you need to start a YouTube channel.
Really?
I was like, I'm not going to start a YouTube channel. Third time's a charm. So he's just very quietly, you need to start a YouTube channel.
Yeah. Well, good for you, right? Look at where it's brought you to now.
Guess I should start a YouTube channel. So that's what happened with me. So total opposite.
Isn't that crazy?
You were brave. You wanted it and you went and got it. And I did it because I was like, okay.
I still can't believe it. Like every time that I edit a video, I'm like, I learned this myself. I learned all of this myself. Like it boggles my mind how I even actually got started and to do it all myself. Because the girls were like rolling their eyes and they're like, seriously, mom, like you are going to start a YouTube channel? Because they didn't even know how to edit or do anything. And I just learned it all myself. And here I am today.
So how did you learn?
Camera and everything.
Yeah. How did you learn? Ooh.
I just learned, well, how ironic, I learned through YouTube.
Me too.
I did.
Same thing.
Yeah, I literally did. Kind of the sign up through YouTube was very friendly, like user friendly, I found. And then it was just kind of the editing process and then to upload and everything like that to kind of get a transition on how to do that. And, not to delete videos. I've done that before, and just learned the learning process of the whole uploading thing, I think was my most struggle, I would have to say.
Yeah. With me, I didn't want to, I started my YouTube channel and it was at least a month before I posted the first video.
Aww.
I was just like, no, I was so nervous about it. And for that month, now, at least I'll say this, I did every single day watch several YouTube videos on how to edit, how to start, how to everything. And their biggest advice is just do it.
Yeah.
Just start. Exactly. It's okay if it sucks because you got to go somewhere.
You got to learn. And that was with me because I started with my phone. And the problem with my phone is I was recording myself like this all the time. And then when I went to edit it, you get those black spaces on the side. And I'm like, I guess I got to edit and I got to record myself like this. So that was definitely a learning curve. And then my youngest daughter surprised me with a camera for Christmas. And then after that, it made things just so much easier actually using a proper camera, honestly. Definitely was like changing for like even recording quality and like the volume quality and everything like that really, really improved. So,
I see. I got a camera. My husband got me a camera, and our internet is so bad here because we're in the middle of nowhere that it was taking 7 hours to upload one video with my camera.
Yeah, we ended up getting like high speed. We ditched our old one because we're in the middle of nowhere. Literally, I live in like a hamlet of like 100 people. And I ended up getting like, it's a hub because we don't even really have like an internet provider out here. So I ended up getting a hub because I'm like, I cannot be waiting like 3 or 4 hours to upload a video. So it was worth it. It's a little bit more expensive per month, but it's definitely worth it.
We were looking at satellite. Supposedly, we're supposed to get fiber optics.
Yeah.
Summer.
Yeah,
so
the 5K
out because the fiber optics are supposed to be like half the price with 4 times the speed.
Oh, nice.
So I'm holding out because the satellite up the charge to start was like $500 up front and then $100 a month. And I'm just like, no, that's kind of not in my budget right now.
No, exactly. Yeah. You need to draw the line.
So I'm hoping that once we, get it up and running, then I'll be able to use my real good camera. So for now,
yeah.
it's my phone. That's
and you know
it.
what? It still has really, really good quality though, too, anyways, right? I find, especially like the newer phones, they have
Mhm.
really, really good quality. It's amazing.
Yeah.
And then the good thing is through editing, you can just like increase your voice level.
Yeah. I'm like zoop, up to 12
Yeah.
every time. Yeah. So
Yeah.
what program do you like to use to edit?
I use iMovie on my MacBook. So I ended up getting a MacBook. I always wanted one. This was even before I started YouTube. And I don't know why, but I said to Jimmy, I'm like, I just want a MacBook. I'm going to watch movies on it. I'm going to do all this stuff. I wasn't even doing YouTube at all. And he was like, all right, well, go ahead and get a MacBook. So I got like the cheaper one, the Air. And then when I started YouTube, I was like, perfect. I can actually use my laptop, because for like 6 months, I never did use it. And that's what I use for all of my videos and all of my editing and everything like that. And it has been fantastic, I must say. I do.
Oh my
love it.
gosh. It's so similar because I legitimately have always wanted a MacBook.
Yeah.
I always wanted one.
Yeah.
And my husband was like, no, I don't like Apple. I like PC. And I'm not a PC person. I wanted a MacBook. So I did a bunch of research, and a lot of YouTubers are like, oh no, get a Mac and, use these programs. And so he let me buy my MacBook once I agreed to start my YouTube channel. So
it has been the best thing ever. Absolutely the best.
Yeah. I use Final Cut Pro because that's the one that everyone said, get Final Cut Pro. It's iMovie's plus.
Okay.
And so he was at that time had a good paying job. And so we went ahead and we got the good MacBook, and then we got, and of course, it's already out of date now because it's been, 5 minutes.
Really?
It's like,
I always wonder about that because it is so spendy to get the Final Cut Pro too. But good for you.
I think it was worth it. Like it was worth it. I really like it. And then we got the Canva account, and
yes, that was definitely a must as well too.
Yeah. I'm still learning Canva. Like I'm bad at Canva. I'm bad at Instagram. I'm bad at Canva.
Yeah, no, I actually learned a lot through Canva. Like I dove head first when I started my YouTube channel. And then especially once I got monetized and just really realized that I wanted to do YouTube, going into like a full-time career. I still work part-time, but I was like, you know what? I really feel like this is what I'm meant to do. I'm meant to help people. I have lost over 100 pounds. I've actually done it a few times, unfortunately, but now I feel like I have such a story to share, and, things that I did wrong, things that I did right that I can share with everybody, and things that I learned along the way. And it wasn't easy by any means, but I knew that I wanted to do a lot of things with it. Like I created a recipe book, an ebook. I created a website, and I did all of the things, literally the merch. I did absolutely everything. So that was really what got me to practice a lot of the Canva, was creating those things, like creating meal plans, creating my ebook. And I use it for YouTube for thumbnails or anything like that. And it was just sitting down and actually concentrating on doing those things, which is really hard to do for, 3 or 4 hours or 8 hours. Right. And that's why, if a lot of people are like, oh, YouTube, and I don't spend much time on it, but you kind of have to sit and learn it. Right. You know what it's like? It's hard at this age. Like, I'm sorry, it really is.
I know. Yeah. We're only a few years difference in age, y'all. Life changes. I'm just saying.
It does. It really, really does. Like the social media thing, like I'm trying. I'm trying to keep up. Like TikTok, I'm still learning. I'm not
even going to try. I stopped at Instagram. I'm like, okay, I have Facebook, I have Instagram, and I have YouTube. That's it. Yeah. I'm not going anywhere else. And then my Mighty Network, which I just started up, but that's not really social media. So
yeah, it's really hard. I feel like for our generation to realize how big social media actually is as well. And, that's kind of why, another reason why I just kind of dove in, because I was like, that's kind of how it is now. It's all social media. That's how you kind of make YouTube your career, to make it a full-time job, right? People come out with things on Instagram. You got to keep your connection with your followers. And that's just how it is, right? But that's all right. I can stay at home and do that. That's the luxury about it.
Yeah. Speaking of staying at home, everyone always wants to know, what do we wear? When we record, I literally have people DM me and be like, do you get dressed every single day?
No,
No,
I don't. No, funny you ask. I'm wearing sweatpants right now, black sweatpants, and I'm wearing, slippers.
Oh, I have slippers on too.
Yeah, see? That I hate to burst your bubble, guys, but that is what we wear. We look good from the waist up.
Yeah.
And that's where it is.
Yo, I'm actually wearing jeans right now. I never wear jeans ever.
I know. At you.
Right. And I'm sorry to say it wasn't for you. It's because I had to do laundry.
I was going to say, I feel so special.
I'm sorry. It was not for you. I mean,
happy Valentine's Day, Janet.
Be glad I'm wearing pants, I guess.
Yeah, right.
But we had to do laundry because we're getting ready to go to a low carb conference. We're going to be at the Atlanta conference.
Nice.
And I wanted my comfiest pants to be clean. They're the black ones that I always wear. So I put jeans on.
And that's with, like, I don't know, the last couple of years, I think it's just gone casual. Like I say to my husband, sweats are in. Sweats are in. Right? If we learned anything from being locked at home, it's be comfortable. You got to live your life the way you're going to live your life and stop worrying so much about what everyone else says. Exactly. I'm not the type, like, I do wear jeans, but it definitely, if I'm leaving the house. I should go run an errand just to justify the jeans today. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Everybody, it's so funny. Everyone wants to know, what are you eating? What are you wearing? Yes. What are you doing? Everyone wants to know. And I think they want to know, one, because then they can justify their own, not getting dressed and stuff like that. Absolutely. But two, they're looking for that perfect answer. Yeah. Of if I do it just like you, then I'll get the same results that you did. Yes. And that's just it too. And that's one thing, like I share on, and yourself, I share my experiences through my YouTube channel. So I can't say what you did is right for me and vice versa. What I did for me to lose over 100 pounds may not work for everybody that is watching my channel, but that's all that I can share is my experiences. And that's all I know. And if I can even help like one person, I always say that if I can just help one person, if what I'm doing works for you, that makes me ecstatic. It makes me so, so happy. But, I'm allergic to nuts. I have an allergy to all nuts. So I'm a little bit different for keto because nuts play such a huge part for keto. And I'm allergic to fish as well. And I have IBS. So, it kind of plays a part on why keto has worked for me so well, because the pastas, the rice, and all of that, like I just cannot do that. It bothers my IBS so much and my stomach. And, I just can't do any of the nut flours and any of the almonds and all of that. So, I'm a little bit of a different case. And, I try to share as much as I can and my experiences, right? I gotta say, I wish that I was allergic to almonds and nuts. Because when we started keto, and this is one of my journey pieces that I tell people and I try to warn them about, don't do what I did. We went hog wild with almond flour, everything, almond milk, almond butter, and then spinach, all the high oxalate foods. Mm-hmm. We completely overloaded our system with oxalates. And now we are starting to seriously pay for it. And it's been 3 years. Wow. We just started our 3rd year of low oxalate. And I just had Sally on in my Mighty Network to answer some questions. And she was saying years 3 to 5 can be the worst. Oh God. For detoxing. I was like, yay, I just started. Good for you. I've never had a nut in my life. I've been allergic to them since I was born. So the one thing that I will never understand, and I always say this to my husband, I'm always like, how are nuts different? Like tasting from an almond to a cashew to a hazelnut, like that just boggles my mind that they all have different tastes, because I've never tasted peanuts. I've never tasted peanuts in my life. And everybody says how much I'm missing out on peanut butter. And I'm like, you never miss what you never had. Like I have never had peanut butter, so I don't know what I'm missing, right? But, it still can be done. You still can be successful on keto with having allergies, like nuts and fish. Those are like, the core of keto almost, right? Like you have mentioned, and a lot of people do go overboard. A lot of people do go overboard. And that is the one thing definitely with side effects, right?
Oh yeah. And that's, I think when people see keto or carnivore, which I'm not carnivore, it's funny because my title is Carnivore's Angel, and I'm telling people I'm the angel in that equation. I'm not the carnivore. But a lot of people think that with that title, they have the excuse to overindulge in things that are quote unquote safe.
Yes.
And so 100%. When we first started keto, it was all vegetables and all nuts. And then I ate a little bit of meat on the side.
Really?
Yeah. Like we legit did it wrong.
Yeah.
But I did it plant-based because, plant-based is healthy, right? That's what we were being taught everywhere. So I assumed plant-based keto was the way to go.
But you were probably missing out on so many minerals and vitamins.
How did you feel? Yeah. My hair fell out. I lost over half my hair, which is why it's short. Actually, that is 100% the reason it's short. And just before we left, my hair was down to my mid back. And it was a lot thicker, but I lost over half of my hair. Granted, female pattern baldness runs on both sides of my family.
Oh no.
Probably has something to do with it too.
But the lack of protein probably really played a big part in that. Cause that's what they say. Like I prefer a high fat keto, but I definitely love my meats anyways. So, I don't have a problem keeping my protein high, just as high as my fat. But even when I lost my weight, I noticed hair loss as well too. Not a huge hair loss, but it was to the point where I did have to get it cut short because my hairdresser was like, your ends are like nothing. They're so thin, they're nothing. Right. And now the last year is kind of when it started growing back again, just implementing a high protein as high as my fat. Right. Because that's what a lot of people think. Going with like keto, what people have done right or wrong, you got to keep your fat high, it's not all, or your protein high as well as your fat. A lot of people just think high fat, right? But you need that protein too, right?
Yeah. So that's what we did. We did a horrible version at first, 7 to 10 cups of vegetables every single day before you look at your meat.
Yeah. Wow.
I'm
7 to 10 cups.
Yeah.
Did you enjoy that?
No, not even a little bit. They actually teach you how to take a giant salad. I mean, it's like, the size of the table, and to chop it up into teeny tiny little pieces so that you can get more of it into the bowl. So you can get all of your stuff in the bowl.
Yeah.
I really thought that was the way to do it. And then the dressing, of course, they want you to have like olive oil or ranch, but make sure it's homemade. So at least we got rid of the seed oils.
Yeah.
That's
one thing I need to do. I need to start doing that. I'm actually really good at creating my own seasonings just as of late. But that's one thing that I need to do is salad dressings for sure. For sure. I need to look up some recipes for that because it's actually, for the seasonings, it's so easy. Like for taco seasoning, everything but the bagel seasoning, it is so simple, but it's just easier to buy it, right?
I know. And that's those dressings. I don't know how many times I'm like, oh yeah, this is a safe company. And I turn the bottle around and I go, dag nabbit. They added something.
Oh yeah. Always. It's really, really hard to find something that's clean, unless you're willing to pay 3 times as much.
I know. And that just kills me. That's why I started making my own coconut oil mayonnaise because I could not afford to keep paying for the avocado mayonnaise.
Yeah.
And it was like, okay, $7 for this jar. Like, no.
Have you ever tried bacon mayonnaise?
Yes. Oh, yes.
Is it not? No, I've never tried it. I was just asking. No, not good.
So many people love it. And I don't know if maybe I'm just using the wrong bacon or something for the grease.
No way.
Oh, I couldn't. I mean, I tried straining out the chunks and I got like the whitest, cleanest bacon drippings I could possibly get.
Yeah. See, I don't know about that. See, and we butchered our own pig this year, so we have all of like, hormone free and everything for pork. And we ended up keeping the fat from that. And then of course you don't get a lot of bacon. I'm so disappointed. You don't get a lot of bacon off of a pig. And I literally am like on my last pound and I'm like, yeah, I'm going to savor that last pound of bacon that I have in the freezer. But how much bacon do you need to make mayo anyways?
I think you can make it with just like a cup of the fat.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. So
I might have to try
you should try it. Cause maybe I'm doing it wrong.
And maybe it's just like maybe with us butchering our own pig, maybe that makes a difference too with the bacon from that.
Yes, I've heard that. I've heard someone said you can taste the difference in, like commercially grown pork and chicken.
Yes.
Versus really good quality pasture pork and chicken.
100% for the pork. We have chickens, but we just use them for eggs. They're our pets.
Yeah.
And but we don't butcher them. But for the pork, 100. It doesn't even taste like pork. Like from what you have in the store to what you have like from a butchered pig, there's no comparison. Like it's definitely over processed, the stuff that you buy in the store.
So that could be why I didn't like bacon mayonnaise, because I'm using the bacon from the store and saving that. So yours could be totally different then.
Yeah. I'll have to give that a try. Oh, so many things to try.
Oh my goodness. Yes. You need to. And then you'll have to let me know if that's the difference. I will buy a pig to be able to make my own bacon mayonnaise.
I will YouTube it and I will tag you. I'll be like, you know what, Amy, here, I finally made the bacon mayo.
And you got to do another teaser. Did I like it?
Right? Did I like it? Or was it gross? I'll put the like puking emoji or something. That'll be good.
Y'all, seriously, this is how we come up with our stuff.
Yeah, literally. It's in the mind of a YouTuber.
Oh, yes. My husband, my sweet husband, he's like, okay, we need to plan everything out and we have to like get a schedule. And I was like, no, that's not the way it works. I said, because then I'm going to be completely irrelevant. Because what's relevant right now, tomorrow may be totally different.
It's so hard sometimes thinking of content as well. Some days I have so much content that I just can't even keep up. Like I found that at Christmas time, I had so much content that I couldn't even keep up with my own thoughts and had enough time to be recording. And then now it's kind of like, what do I record? Like, what is interesting to everybody? I should probably film what I eat in a day, but literally all I'm eating is like stuff that I've thrown together that's not even meals. It's like snacks.
I know. I do that too. And he's like, did you record something today? No.
Because all I had was like, bacon and snacky stuff and pork rinds. So, that's not a video.
I'm like that is not the stuff of good videos. That does not.
It's really hard. That's why I always like asking as well, like subscribers, what kind of videos you want to see, because then that inspires me to create those videos. Right. So,
yes,
but it is hard sometimes creating content, and you're lucky that you have a husband like Jimmy's supportive, 100% supportive, but he doesn't even watch my videos. Like he's like, he doesn't even know what my video is about. I literally could probably do a video about him and the things that I don't like that he does. And he'd be like, how's your video? Did you get a lot of views?
It was the best one yet.
It was great, Jimmy. But he's so supportive, but he just doesn't. It's all me. It's all me. That's it.
Yeah, it's not his thing. Yeah, Richard, it is his thing. Like he tracks my analytics. He takes everything. He'll put it in here. He'll be like, he announces to me, you lost 2 subscribers today. I'm like, would you stop telling me that?
Yeah.
Like, I don't
That's awesome.
want to know.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
But I'm like, no. So he wants to have so much of a hand in it. And then he goes, oh, well, yeah, I guess I could see how if you planned out too far that, they wouldn't care about it anymore. Okay.
Yeah. That's so good though. That's awesome.
I'm trying to be more like Indigo Neely, because she's made it very clear. Look, this is my life. I am not going to rearrange my life for you guys for your entertainment.
Yes.
But I'll let you come along with me.
Yeah, exactly. And that's kind of how it has to be. That's one thing going forward as well that I've explained actually in a couple YouTube videos that, you know, not to sound horrible, but it's my YouTube channel and I get to choose what's on my YouTube channel. I do the recording. I make what I make. I make what I want to make. I don't make things that appease an audience. You know, I just do what I want to do. I love lemon. Like I mentioned, I made lemon bars with the protein sparing modified fast. I love lemon. And the reason why I use the protein sparing modified fast bread is because it doesn't cause me inflammation like coconut flour or other keto breads. I love that bread. And I will always try to implement it in recipes that I share, but it's for my sake. Yes. You know, I'm sharing it with all my followers, but at the end of the day, exactly. It's just kind of come along with me. This is my life. This is what I'm making today. You know, this is what I'm eating today. This is where I'm going on a road trip today, just sharing my life really, you know, instead of just concentrating on one thing. Right.
Yeah. I've gotten so many comments. Well, you eat that, you're not a real carnivore. I'm glad you caught on. I'm not a real carnivore.
Yeah.
Like, why? I don't understand why people come to the channel to critique and like talk down to you.
It's so hard. Like, I find that really hard because I'm a pretty positive person all the time. Like what you see on YouTube is how I am all the time, or even today, that is how I am. Mm-hmm. And, you know, I could never say things like that to somebody who I don't even know and to criticize what they're eating and what they're doing. And it's like, how can you even say things like that? Like, that's what I'm eating or that I'm drinking. How does that affect you?
I know. Right? Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Or when people say like, oh, how can you have a day off of keto? Oh, because I like food. Okay. I like food. I like, if I have an off plan keto day, that's my choice. Yes, I pay the price, but that's just, I like food. You know what I mean? And if I want to have an off plan day, that's how I keep my diet sustainable and my weight loss sustainable. That's just me. Right. And it's really, really hard getting those comments. I sometimes centerize on just that one comment out of 200 positive comments. You know, you kind of concentrate on that negative, but I'm getting a lot better on just kind of responding in a positive way, because like we said before, you just can't satisfy everybody.
Oh goodness. No, you cannot.
Yeah.
And
I think every YouTuber has exactly the same thoughts. I hope they do anyways, as us, you know, you get what you get, right? It's not to appease the viewers. It's just our life.
Yeah. And Nisha Berry says all the time, don't feed the trolls.
Yeah.
Don't even feed them, you know. So some of them, if they're nasty enough, I'll just delete them. I'm like, and you're gone. I'm not even gonna, you know, dignify that with a response. Yeah. Exactly. And sometimes I'll use it as a teaching moment.
Yep.
Of, you know, maybe one way doesn't work for everyone.
Yeah.
Which of course is
and that's
like my whole premise.
Yeah. And it's funny because a lot of my other subscribers will like defend me in that comment. So that's so sweet. Like, and that's why I try not to concentrate on that one. And luckily I don't get a lot. I'm grateful for that. I have wonderful subscribers and we always keep it positive, but you know, they're always that one that kind of just sneaks in there. Right. But
these people have nothing better to do.
No, they don't. I've realized that.
And I honestly feel kind of bad for them.
Yeah. And there's people that do it on a lot of videos because there'll be subscribers of mine that will comment, you know, oh, don't worry about her comment. She does it on a lot of other channels. And to be honest, I don't watch a huge amount of YouTubers because I'm so busy, like yourself, doing your own thing and editing and uploading and doing everything, that I don't notice that. But all my subscribers are like, don't worry about that. She trolls on all of the other YouTubers and criticizing what they're doing and eating as well. Don't worry about it. So I do have wonderful subscribers, which I'm totally grateful for.
Yeah, I've utilized that block button very, very frequently.
I have never blocked anybody. I
I
don't know.
probably blocked like 20 people. I'm like, and
Really?
goodbye. I'm like, I don't have time for this. If I am not your kind of people, I'm
Yeah.
okay with that. But
Yeah.
don't come in and demean me or demean my people who do
Yeah.
appreciate what I do. So I'm like, and goodbye.
Yeah. And a lot of people that say things like that, and I'll respond back, they'll be like, well, that's kind of what you signed up for when you put yourself on YouTube. No, like this is my life that I'm sharing. I never signed up to being criticized for what I do personally. Like nobody ever does, right? So,
Right.
yeah,
We can still set our own boundaries.
yeah, exactly. We're still human.
Yeah. I'm
There's an
still
actual
allowed.
person behind the screen living
Yeah.
their life, and reading those comments, right?
I'm
But
allowed
yeah,
to demand respect.
yeah,
If
absolutely.
you're going to come onto my channel
Yes,
is the clip, then I'm sorry, you can either be respectful or you cannot let the door hit you on the way out.
exactly. Because like I said before, like YouTube is like my baby. You know what I mean? Like I take care of it. I handle it with care. It's my baby, right? That I want to grow and be positive. And if you're not here for it, then why are you here?
Yeah, go find someone else that
Yeah.
you do agree with and put your time and energy
Yes.
into agreeing with someone rather than disagreeing. Now, I'm all for getting an education. I'm all for learning something different. Oh, this didn't work for me. This is what happened for me.
Yeah.
I have no problem with those ones.
Yeah.
And sometimes people get a little snarky. And so I'll respond, in an upbeat, positive manner, and I'll kind of teach them a little lesson nicely. And most
Yeah.
of the time they come back and go, oh my gosh, I didn't think about that. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
So it's like I trying to use it, but there's some, at least 20.
Yeah.
Blocked. Gone.
No, I haven't yet. I'm sure I will.
You might let the power go to your head a little bit once you start using that feature.
Yeah. It'll be like block. Amy said block.
Amy said block. Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. But for the most part, I love it.
Yeah.
It's
Me too. I absolutely love it. I love everything about it, from the recording part of it, the editing, the comments. I've gained so many friends on here. It's amazing. I wish that we could have like a big Zoom meeting, you know what I mean, with all of my friends that I've met on YouTube. Seriously, some of the best people I have met. They're wonderful, wonderful people.
Yes,
Yeah.
I've seen we have several subscribers, that are in common.
Yeah.
And so I'll see on your video that you did of the sweet rolls, I saw some of the people commenting. I'm like, yes. Oh, good. Yes, you're in the right place.
Yeah.
Good job.
Yeah, you recognize names for sure.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So I love seeing that people find, their niche and they find where they belong when they're
Yeah.
spending, because goodness knows I'm not going to waste my time to go onto, forgive me, a vegan page.
Yeah.
And bash them and tell them that what they're doing is wrong. It's not going to accomplish anything.
Yeah. I don't agree with that either. And that's one thing that I have a hard time. I'm like, why are you here watching my video if you don't agree with what I'm showing? Like, the one recipe, that somebody just doesn't like, and they feel like, I wish you wouldn't post these kind of videos. It's one video out of all the different videos that I do on my channel.
Right.
But people will always be like that. I've learned, no matter what. So
no, we will
I've learned to deal
never,
with it. It's my life. It is what it is.
we're never going to make everybody happy.
No,
You can't do it with your children. You can't do it with your husband. You can't do it with YouTube subscribers either.
Exactly. You can just do it with yourself and do what you want to post, what you want to record, and what you feel confident in recording. It doesn't matter if it does good or it doesn't do good. Like for me on YouTube, it doesn't. If it does, that's a bonus. But I don't go with the intention like, this is going to gain a lot of subscribers. This is going to get a lot of views. Like I don't do it for those reasons. I think YouTube, if you're doing it for those reasons, then you shouldn't be doing YouTube.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I'm definitely not. I like the organic growth. I like the, this is who I am, take it or leave it. I'm giving you the privilege of coming in behind closed doors is what I'm doing.
Yeah. And then you are getting like genuine subscribers to your channel. Like I haven't gone viral or anything like that, but then you're just getting genuine subscribers that are watching all of your videos just because of you, not because of, you know what I mean? Of that, this is one thing that you did, or this is what happened and you went viral and gained a whole bunch, and then they don't watch your videos. I want people to watch me and, to gain that friendship with them. Right.
Yeah. The other day, my husband, God bless him, said, "Hey babe, you should write a book."
Oh,
and I said,
"Oh my."
I didn't say anything for a few minutes. And he goes, you didn't respond to that. And I said, "Do you really want me to respond to that?" And he goes, "Yeah, I do." And I said, "It's just like YouTube. There's no point in me arguing with this because you were right. I should have started a YouTube channel, and I did. And look where we are. It's that same feeling. You should write a book." Dag nabbit.
Oh gosh.
And I'm still sitting here going, who would want to read something that I have? Who would want to watch? I'm still blown away that I have people that want to watch my YouTube channel.
Yeah, same here. Writing a book, I just think of how hard work that would be to write a book. Not that people wouldn't read it, Amy. I feel like you have so much that you could share. And honestly, it would be fantastic for you to do. But all the work that goes into writing a book, like that's a lot of time consuming, I know what it was like to do like a 25-page ebook. How long it took me to do that. It took me over 6 months.
Right.
Like to actually do like a 300, 400, 500-page book. Yeah, that's a lot.
So he's like, "You need to write a book." This is probably the third time that every other time I've been like, "No, I'm not going to do." No, that's no. And now he said it and I was silent.
Third time's a charm, Amy.
That's it. And I said, it's that same feeling that I had with YouTube. Like, I can't argue it. Okay.
Maybe this is a big announcement or something.
Oh my gosh. So yeah, I'm going to write a book. And he's like, and he looks at me and he goes, "Really?"
Oh my gosh.
He goes, "What are you going to write about?"
Yeah.
Like, thanks for the help.
That was your idea. Thank you very much.
Right. And so honestly, the plan is just to write about my journey.
Yeah.
From start to finish, what happened, what I did, what didn't work, what I'm learning now about artificial food dyes and oxalates and the iodine.
I 100% believe, going off topic a little bit, but the dye, I was in the hospital most of my childhood with eczema, allergies, and asthma. I spent more time in the hospital than I did at school or at home. Like I was in the hospital pretty much all of my childhood. And my youngest daughter, who is 19 now, she has the exact same thing that I had, not as severe, but exactly the same thing. And that is one thing through my childhood and through Zoe's childhood is the dyes is deadly, is like 100% deadly. If you have allergies or eczema or even asthma, believe it or not, stay away from dyes whatsoever. I say that to Zoe all the time when her eczema flares up. And I said, "Well, what have you been drinking or eating?" Like, right. And it's all, I said, "You need to stay away from like the dyes, like stay away from it all." Seriously. So when I watched that, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm like 100% somebody. I haven't heard that in so long, Amy, about dyes. I was like, it really, really hit me because my mom would always say that to me as well, especially the cough syrup.
Oh,
bad.
Oh yeah. So now I'm going to go ahead and throw this out there. We're trying to raise funds to get testing done in the United States to get the FDA to get rid of the artificial dyes. Cause you know that the government's not going to pay for that funding. So we started, it's a give, send, go. So I will link that down below. If anyone wants to donate to that, we are going to raise the money. Actually, Dr. Rebecca Bevins has several other professors and scientists that are ready to go. We just need the funding. So definitely. I'm like, oh my gosh, I had no idea. And I think that's one of the reasons that the kids got so much better when we took them keto.
Yeah.
Because naturally we got rid of more than 75% of the dyes in their life.
Yeah.
Because they weren't eating the goldfish and the cereal and.
Yeah. And that's definitely another thing like with keto that I've noticed that has helped. And, depending if it's like what I'm eating or the weight loss in general, I always say this for my asthma because my asthma is pretty much gone. I still take my Symbicort because I just can't let it go. I've been on it since I was 2 years old, and it's just one of those security blankets that I have as a steroid inhaler. But, since I really cleaned up my diet going keto, that has helped everything across the board. Like my eczema, I rarely have flare-ups, and my asthma, my allergies. I know my allergies will never change for some of them, but I definitely notice, like with dyes and with certain foods, that all three of those will flare up all at once. Like it's just, and I haven't quite pinpointed. I know dyes, it has been ever since I was little, but there's definitely other factors for that. But, that was another thing with keto and my high blood pressure. That's kind of what got me started with keto. Is when I got tested, I went to a new doctor and they did all of my vitals, and she tested my blood pressure and it was skyrocket. I can't remember the numbers, but she was really, really worried. I had to go every other day. I live a half hour from the city. I had to go every other day for her to monitor it. I got on one medication. It did nothing. Then she put me on 2 medications. Finally, after 8 months, I started keto right then and there, pretty much. And after 8 months, when I started losing my first 40 pounds, I went back because I was feeling dizzy. And she slowly got me off of my one medication. I was still feeling lightheaded and dizzy. She got me off of my second medication, and I got rid of my high blood pressure. Like to this day, I have normal blood pressure, but she was scaring me. She was really scaring me because she said I could either have a stroke or a heart attack, like legit.
That's yeah. That's a good reason.
Yeah, that was a scare. And I've been in the hospital a lot, like I had mentioned, but that was really, really scary just to know that we live a half hour from a hospital as well. Mm-hmm. And she was bringing me in every other day for weeks on end. I was going, and that in itself was just scary. And I was like, I need to do something. I need to do something now, because I am going to have a heart attack or a stroke, literally. So yeah, so those definitely were the reasonings why I started my weight loss and why I went keto. And it's sustainable for me. I think everybody kind of finds their own niche. I've done every diet out there. Not saying they don't work, but I gained weight back from them. So you kind of have to just find what works for you, and health-wise, what works for you.
Yeah. Did you ever try carnivore?
No, I haven't. I want to do a challenge. I want to do another challenge, I think. I don't know.
I did it for 7 months. Strict hardcore carnivore with organ meats, no spices. Actually, the no spices was 4 months. No salt.
I don't think I would do 7 months. That's a long time.
Well, and that's the thing. Everyone is like, oh no, it's amazing. You just got to push through. You just got to hang on. I did it for 7 months, convincing myself that if I just hang on a little bit longer, and no, everyone, we have to do it right. Okay. What's right? With muscle meat, no spices, organ meats, and water. I did that for 4 months.
Wow.
I didn't get significant improvements at all. In fact, I got to the point where my body would not let me eat. I would go to eat meat or organ meats or something else like that, and I would literally start gagging. I couldn't swallow.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's not sustainable. But I for 7 stinking months. So for 3 of the last 3 months, I had added the spices back, which helped. But I finally
know that you're not supposed to do spices on carnivore.
It depends. It depends on how strict you want to be. Do you want to be, super all in strict? They don't want supplements. They don't want electrolytes. They don't want spices. Some of them don't even want you eating salt.
Yeah, I couldn't do that.
So I did the no salt thing for a minute.
Yeah, I wasn't thinking carnivore like that. I would do spices and salt and electrolytes and all of that. I would just kind of concentrate on the meat part of it is what I was thinking. But I don't mind organ meats at all. I have heart, liver, we eat all of that here. But to have that all the time, I'm talking a steak, that's what I want.
Yeah. So I did it, and I got to the point where I was under eating so bad. It was maybe 500 calories a day.
Yeah.
Because that's all I could bring myself. Yeah. That's all I could bring myself to eat.
So lean.
Yeah. So finally, my husband, I'm like crying because it's not working. And he's like, you are not listening to your body. He's like, legitimately, that's been our whole premise for this whole journey is listen to your body and you're not doing it.
Yeah.
And he was like, go get some keto sauces, go get some barbecue sauce and dip your meat in it. And I tried bringing it back in vegetables. It did not go very well.
No, hey, I'm not a big vegetable person, I'll be honest, but I don't mind them like when I make like a cauliflower casserole or something like that with lots of cheese.
I can do cauliflower all day long. I shouldn't because I gained like 5 pounds overnight, but I can.
Yeah, see, that happens with dairy with a lot of people too. Like I noticed people do a lot of non-dairy, but I don't know, dairy doesn't bother me. So that's the only thing is cheese. Everything else I don't like milk or anything like that.
Yeah.
Because I was allergic. I had so many allergies. I literally lived off of chicken and rice for years as a child because I was allergic to everything. So when you're allergic to everything, they put you on the chicken and rice diet. That's all you eat is just literally chicken and rice. And I still, for some reason, I still love chicken and rice though to this day. But cauliflower, I love cauliflower. But cheese was a big no-no when I was younger, but I love it now. I love my dairy. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah. It's so funny. I have people that now they're asking me, how do you eat? Are you carnivore? Are you keto? Are you ketovore? I'm like, I'm an amivore.
Yeah, you do what, and you know what? That's one, I have a video that's coming out on Wednesday that kind of explains that if keto isn't working for you, you need to do something else. Like, I'm not like, I do keto for me and that it's sustainable for me. And it still involves the foods that I love. I can have 5 pieces of bacon if I want on my cheeseburger and enjoy it and be keto. You know what I mean? It's not restrictive. That right there on a calorie watching Weight Watchers diet would not be allowed. And that's why I like keto. But I say in that video, like, if keto isn't working for you and you're unhappy and you're unmotivated doing keto, then you need to change. You need to do something else because keto is not the end all be all for everybody, right? Just like every diet, the carnivore diet, right? For some people, they get fantastic results from that, right?
And I gotta say, I'm jealous of those people who do. Like, if I could just eat meat, drink water, and be in excellent health, I would be just like the happiest person on the face of the earth, but it doesn't work for me.
Yeah,
so
I don't know
a
if
little
I could
bit
do that.
jealous.
I do want to do a challenge for like 2 weeks was what I was thinking. I was thinking not 7 months.
It's because I wasn't listening. It's because I didn't see your video on if it's not working for you, stop doing it.
Yeah. Right?
I was convinced. Just stick with it and it'll work eventually. 7 months later, it still wasn't working.
No.
And I lost weight and I got down to 500 calories a day. And now I have to slowly reverse diet to get myself up to where I should be, because some days I could very easily forget to eat and I'm at like 900 calories again.
Yeah. Yeah. And see, that's the problem too with those diets. Like, you try them out to see if they'll work and then you just suffer in the end. Like, honestly, it's so bad.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I have, I'm always looking for what else it could be, like with the oxalates, learned about the oxalates, and that definitely I think is affecting us to some extent. And that's like a 10-year dumping that you have to go through if you poisoned yourself. So I've got a few more years to go.
Yeah.
But my newest discovery was iodine.
Okay.
So I've been like screaming about iodine on every platform. Well, except for Instagram, because I suck at Instagram. But there's a lot of people who say, yes, you need iodine and just a little bit every day is enough. And I totally believed that. So I was supplementing a few drops of the liquid iodine every day. I was like, okay, I'm good. One lady, and there's a couple of people who commented, they said, actually my hair thinning stopped when I took iodine. And I said, oh, well, I am taking iodine. And they said, yeah, but how much? And I said, okay. And they were like, you need to look into iodine. So in my Mighty Network, one of the ladies in there asks, what is iodine and do I need it? And I went, okay, I can take a hint. Like, I got it. And I don't want to just parrot what I've been told by other people. I want to do some real research. So Dr. Brownstein wrote a book about iodine. I don't have time to read a book. I'm a little busy. So I go on Audible and I'm like, Brownstein looking for iodine. There's nothing. There's no book in there from him. And I'm like, dag nabbit. So I start looking and I find this other book. It's called The Iodine Crisis by Lynn Farrow, and Dr. Brownstein did the foreword.
Okay.
Okay. So he supports the book. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. I listened to this book at 1.4 speed because she reads it a little slow. Again, I don't got a lot of time, people. So it's a 1.4 speed.
Let's speed this up.
It was like 4.5 hour listen at 1.4 speed. I dragged this thing out for 3 days because every 15 minutes I stopped and yelled for my husband, babe, guess what else it does? And then I gave him a recap of what I just heard.
Yeah. See, I'm wondering about that because I don't implement iodine in my diet. I really don't.
Okay.
So I need to start.
You need to get that book. Like, get the book. Oh my gosh. I had no idea. So the premise of this book is that this lady gets breast cancer. And this is what starts her on her journey towards researching iodine.
Okay.
Come to find out, many people actually treated breast cancer and other tumors and so many other things with iodine, including asthma, eczema, acne, tuberculosis, cancer. I mean, oh my gosh, like the book, it's really super fast. I mean, 4.5 hour listen, it's not bad, but they talk about how you should be at like 50 milligrams a day. We take micrograms every day. You're supposed to be up at 50 milligrams, but you don't want to just start dosing yourself with these high amounts because the iodine goes into your body and its little receptors in your body are plugged up with bromine and bromide. What is that? That's the fire retardant that is sprayed on the carpets and on your mattress and on your bedding and in your car. And they also add it to things like Mountain Dew. BVO is brominated vegetable oil.
Oh my gosh.
Well, bromine plugs up all of your iodine receptors. Every single cell in your body has an iodine receptor. So that's trillions of cells that are full of bromine. So you have to detox that. And it's not like oxalates that just push out of your skin wherever they are. Yeah. This has to go through your liver and your kidneys.
Okay.
So it's like a pretty intense detox. So we're stepping it up slowly. They talk about salt loading and adding a few extra companion nutrients. Judy Cho does not really recommend the companion nutrients if we eat the way we eat already.
Right.
But
I was wondering about that, if you can get it from certain foods as well.
I'm sure. But they talk about like, if you eat 4 pounds of seafood every day, then you can get enough iodine. I don't eat that much.
I do love seafood though, but I don't know.
I don't think my pocketbook can handle 4 pounds of seafood every day.
That's what I was thinking. Exactly. I'm going to have to look into that, honestly, because I feel like that would really benefit me. I do take a lot of supplements, but that is one that I don't take.
But so they talk about this Boing effect. And I'm like, oh, sure. I'm sure, so I went from 3 drops to 5 drops. And then I went, I'm going to be a rebel and I'm going to go to 10 drops. So I did 10 drops. Oh my gosh. The Boing is a real thing.
Really?
My brain lit up.
Oh, wow.
And I just did a carb experiment because someone said, oh, if you start eating carbs, your hair will come back. So I was like, okay, I'm going to try it. Oh, it did not go well. Oh my gosh, it was horrible. Well, the brain fog that came after the carbs. Yeah. I was just sitting there. I would just start crying. I couldn't put 2 words together to make a coherent sentence.
Yeah.
It was so hard. So I went back to bulletproof coffee for the MCT oil to try to get my brain back.
Yeah.
I did those 10 drops of iodine and all of a sudden my brain just opened up again. Everything worked. I had energy out the wazoo. I was still up at midnight. Like, what can I clean? I should clean something.
Wow. So is that what you take now as well? Or have you upped it at all to your 50 milligrams?
I'm at 13 drops, which is like 26-ish milligrams right now. I'm going up 1 drop a day. I was going to stay at 10 drops for a week, but I'm impatient.
Yeah.
So I did get the detox. The detox has started. One day we woke up 9:30 in the morning and I hadn't moved. That does not usually happen. Richard was
Yeah.
still passed out at 9:30 in the morning. We usually get up at like 6, 7 at the
Yeah.
latest. I mean, I'm like dragging and dying, but I'm up.
Yes.
We slept like
Wow.
headache, joint pain, diarrhea,
Yeah.
like the whole detox has started, but so I'm going to keep going until I get to my
Good for
50.
you.
In the book, they talk about some people on like 125 milligrams.
Wow.
But when they go over all the things that it heals and that it fixes, if even half of the stuff in the book is real and true, I think everyone needs to hear it, listen to it, try it. Because, oh my God. And I gave it to my teenager too, Verinia, who is usually laying around being lazy. She's downstairs, boing, 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 cleaning this, doing this. She just made a pork tenderloin wrapped in bacon with seasoning on it. I came downstairs. She's like, Mom, do you want some?
Oh,
how did we not find this sooner?
Where's my daughter? What have you done with her?
Exactly.
She should be sleeping and slouching in her bedroom right now.
She completely cleaned her room. She pulled her bed apart, took the frame out from underneath because it was broken, remade the bed. She went through and cleaned up some stuff and she organized. And
oh, wow. So where do you get yours from then? Do you get it from a certain, like for purity?
Amazon.
Oh, okay. That's what I was thinking, but I just didn't know.
Amazon. So the Lugol's is a formulation. It's a mixture between potassium iodide and iodine.
Okay.
So it's kind of a blend of the two. The Lugol's is the name of it, but there's different companies that make Lugol's. So we have the 2% drops. You can order 5% or all the way up to 20% drops. Okay. So we ordered some 20% drops, and once I get built up, then I'll start using those because right now 13 drops, if I'm going to go up to like 25 drops for the 2%, 2 drops would be better.
The concentrated. Yeah.
Yeah. And then they
definitely look into that.
Yeah. They have capsules too. Iodoral capsules. And they talk about it in the book, like that book. I've listened to it twice.
Wow.
I want to get the paperback so that I can have it for highlighting. The last couple of times I've been on Mighty Network or I went live on Facebook and YouTube, I literally talked about nothing but iodine the whole time. If I can do that for my teenager.
Yeah, that's amazing. Like, I will definitely look into that. I know it's a little bit different here in Canada, even compared to like Amazon, but I will definitely look into it. And we have a health food store. It's called Nutters here in Western Canada. So I will definitely look into it there as well too. They would definitely be able to help me.
Yeah, it might be there, but oh my gosh, totally worth it.
The one thing that I haven't implemented, I would have to say. Everything else, the magnesium, the potassium, I do it all.
Yeah,
I have to.
In the book, it's crazy because they go through so much, and these people are healing so much, like type 2 diabetes. They're healing type 2 diabetes and hypertension, so high blood pressure, and they're not changing the way they're eating. They're only adding the iodine.
Yeah.
So I'm going, wait a minute. Type 2 diabetes, you're healing type 2 diabetes with iodine, which tells me that iodine has something to do with the insulin receptor as well.
Right.
So it's like, wait, how? Oh, my brain. So I'm going to contact Dr. Bernstein and be like, hi, you are my new best friend. Come talk with me, please.
Exactly. I know you've done so many good interviews as well, too. I just love that.
Which is funny because the interviews don't do very well.
No?
YouTube does not promote the interviews.
Oh,
they promote the PSMF bread and they will, they promote what they're going to promote.
But get into like the algorithm. Yeah. I find that too, though, to be honest. There's some videos that just catch the algorithm more than others. Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm going to keep doing them because I think
exactly. It's your channel. Do it, right? You got to do what you want to do.
Yeah. Someone needs to hear it. And if I can help one person,
then it's
worth it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, this was a fantastic hour.
Yeah, it was.
Can you believe it's already been an hour?
I can't believe it. Oh my gosh. It went by so fast.
I know. So thank you so much for coming on with me. And we legit had no idea what we were going to talk about, guys.
No,
like
we both are talkers.
We got on Zoom. And we both started going like this. And I said, oh, I should probably record.
Literally, we probably talked for like a half hour before we even started this.
Yeah, my little Zoom clock is at an hour and 18 minutes almost. So I don't even know how much of it's going to end up in the video because I don't remember when I started recording.
You have the fun part now to edit.
I know, but that's okay. It's going to go up in just a few days because we're going to be on the road in a few days. So this was a huge help to me. I just get to re-listen to our conversation cut out. I don't even think there's anything to cut out.
I was going to say it was pretty good.
Yeah. No. So you guys get to see all of this. Like all
exactly. Yeah, we did really, really well. I don't even think you'll be much editing, honest to God.
No, I don't think there's anything because normally I go, oh, mental note, take that out.
Yeah.
And you guys get to see this part too, which is even better.
the raw images of us.
Exactly. The behind the scenes, but no, you cannot see me in jeans.
Or sweats.
I just have to do it again. Okay. Yeah. So it's Shift Command 3.
Yes.
For screenshot. Okay. And I've never done this before with anyone that I've had on my channel. I've never done a thumbnail.
Okay. Well, we'll do something exciting.
Okay. So what are we doing?
I'm going to look at you like this and go like, what did you just say? Or something like that. Like, I don't agree with you.
Then I'll be rolling my eyes like, oh my gosh, this woman.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Let's do that.
Okay. Let me get my fingers in place. Okay.
You ready?
Yeah. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Let me share my screen now.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God. I love it.
I should have been doing this a lot sooner before now and like thumbnails with the people. Great.
That's perfect. Nice.
Now I have my
totally not even us doing that as well, like being angry and questioning one another. Totally not even us. We had so much fun.
I've been laughing the entire time. We actually ended the recording and now we're recording again. I actually curled it. I started curling it. It's getting long enough that I'm like, if I don't curl this stuff, then it goes.
Yeah. The fuzz on the top, the frizz.
Yeah. The frizz.
Yep.
And yeah, I'm getting it. We need to do it again.
Yeah, we do. We need to do a part 2.
Even if, yes.
After I tried the carnivore challenge.
Oh, yeah. Uh-huh. And then we'll talk about that. How did that go? Were you carnivore enough, Janet?
Yeah, right?
Like, I did it.
Professionals.
Yeah, no, we'll leave that to the professionals. Perfect.